I want to talk about a book I just finished. It's The Favorites by, what is her name? This young lady, Layne Fargo. And here's a picture of the cover from Google on my iPad because I did not physically have the book. I did do an audiobook and I really loved the audiobook format. Also, sidebar, bear with me, I don't normally talk about books on here. There's probably a better way to do a book review, but this is how I'm gonna do it, okay? I listened to it on audio and I loved the format. I saw on Goodreads where someone was complaining that they don't like, that they think all books are written now to be turned into like a movie or show adaptation, but I loved in this book the way it was written like a documentary. You're constantly getting like little sidebars from different characters. Hi, it's me from the shower. But I forgot to mention, I really enjoyed the book. I did not physically eyeball read it, and that might have changed my rating that I give later. But I just wanted to interrupt and say that overall, I like the book. I think it does a really good job of showing like the overall character arc. And throughout each character, you do see growth of them. But I do think that certain things could have been shown more, but I do think that also you're getting like a documentary style design of this book, and you really have to use your imagination and kind of put yourself in the settings, and it doesn't really paint the picture for you as much as other books. I specifically listened to this on Spotify, and I will say that if you're gonna do that, do not scroll to like see how many chapters are left, because like if someone's like doing a little clip, it will say that person's name and then what they're gonna say or part of what they're gonna say. And I had seen something that I thought was like a massive spoiler, and it was, but not in the way that I thought it was. So I'm going to talk about that going forward. So going forward, there are spoilers. One thing that I thought, like I predicted was going to happen, was towards the end, there was like a little clip on Spotify where it said like Katarina holds Heath's body in her hands, bloody body in her hands while he's on the ice or something like that, like from their final Olympic performance. But whenever we get to the point in the story where they're doing like the vampire performance, I keep wanting to say dance, I can't remember if they use the word dance or not, but whatever, when they're doing the vampire performance and her necklace is supposed to symbolize like a bloody like cut neck, I was like, oh my god, this is foreshadowing and something's gonna happen in the last skate, and Katarina's accidentally gonna slice his neck with her skate. That's what I thought was gonna happen. So I was like extremely happy that Heath does not die and they have like a happy ending, but I did think that this book was gonna end in like complete catastrophe. To my beginning of my rant, I think that this was a good book. I do think that if you do not understand, like basically like if you're a really good athlete, especially like a child athlete, like you're gonna go to the Olympics or be any form of professional, how like all fully life encompassing it is. And like even throughout the story, sometimes I was like, okay, I have to remember that these are children, because there were certain times when like Katarina and Heath were getting on my freaking nerves, and for different reasons. Like Katarina was just extremely stubborn for a lot of times, and maybe it's just because some of the things that she has in her personality I do not personally have, so like I'm finding them quite annoying, where other people are like, yes, do what you want or whatever. But sometimes I just felt sad for Heath with the way she was sometimes. And I also think that like if you can relate to having like a difficult childhood, it makes you feel extra bad for Heath. And then you're like, okay, he has no family except for you, and now you're being mean to him, and now you've like left him in Russia or anywhere. Like I'm saying, like you left him on the other side of the world. What? I don't know. But like he left her, and I get that, and whatever, but still in my head I'm like, I couldn't imagine getting on the plane and leaving. What do you mean? And then also another thing, the only thing that was hard for me to find believable about the story was the night after they won their bronze medals and Heath and Bella are sleeping together. that just felt so out of character for him. Not really for her, but for him. But he was very upset. So, I don't know. But I loved the narration. All of the people who participated in narrating the audiobook did, like, amazing. It was honestly the best cast audiobook I've ever listened to. And I think I give it, like, 4 out of 5 stars.